Hey, Barry Plasko here. We are live for our Amazon Secret Technique training. We have a major update. We have an absolutely unbelievable game-changing update. And I'm joined by Mr. E-commerce himself, Mr. Roger D. How you doing, Roger?
Doing very well, Barry. Thank you so much for asking.
Roger, today we obviously are going to be talking about Amazon. We've got a massive update. And I think what we're talking about today, there's been a major change in Amazon. They're trying to clean up shop. They're trying to fix the user experience that people are having on Amazon. And what this does is it opens up a massive opportunity. I know you, Roger, are talking about how Amazon's making so many changes. Perhaps you can just elaborate for 30 seconds, what we're going to be talking about today and why these updates really are going to make a difference for people on this training today.
I think there is a shift happening in Amazon. They're still pretty young in their infancy. They're still trying to figure it all out. They just finally found a profitable quarter last year, which was pretty big for them. They spend a lot of money on infrastructure and everything else. So it's been a great year for Amazon. They just bought Whole Foods, which is another sign that they are trying to become the one source for online shopping, even for food and stuff like that. So just the idea of them buying Whole Foods, that's incredible. So I think it's, all in all, it's great. There's a lot of great things happening. There's a lot of tough things happening if you don't know what you're doing. So we're here to talk about that today and see what you guys can do to, really start crushing it on Amazon and doing well.
And let's face it, Roger, you've been focusing your attention on Shopify over the last couple of years. You've always have been inquisitive about Amazon because it is the biggest show on earth. It really is at this moment in e-commerce. It's the biggest show on earth. If you can get a piece of that, then your $300,000-$400,000 a month would probably pale in insignificance to it. So it is the big elephant that we need to overcome. And what we have today is an update that completely levels the playing surface like never before. Literally, we said this is the biggest Amazon update in 3.5 years. I think it's the biggest Amazon update since Amazon became Amazon. It is that big. And the beauty of this is we're not talking about some crazy strategy that's like out of left field. We're talking about listening to Amazon, actually listening. If you actually just listen to what it is that they're telling you, you can partner with them, and they want you to partner with them. And the opportunity is insane if you're prepared to listen. So I'm just curious, before we get started, guys, do me a big favor. If you are already marketing on Amazon or you are attempting to market on Amazon, you're right now in the groove. Write in the chat box AZ. Just put in the chat box AZ, and if you have a number that you're making on Amazon, if you are successful, I'd like to know. If you're not marketing on Amazon, you could just remain quiet for just 1 second. So we've got some interesting people here. 5K, Manboob is 5K per month. David is at $400,000. David, is that $400,000 a month? Al is on $40,000 a month. Raise is on $250,000 a month. Richard is on $60,000 per month. We've got Daniel at $30,000. We've got some very interesting Amazon people in this room. You guys are just going to blow, this is going to blow your minds. And for those of you that have not got started with Amazon, this is going to be huge for you because this is an absolute game changer. I'm just curious, from those of you that have said and have spoken about the results you're getting, how many of you that are getting results in Amazon owe that to our Amazon program, to what Tammy has done with us, what Roger's done with us, what Mike has done over the months, helping you guys with everything that's related to Amazon? Just give me in the chat box, write the word either Mike or Tammy or Roger if what they have done has been something that has helped you significantly with your success. And by the way, got incredible things. People like Cherry made her first $900 last month on Amazon. This is just incredible. We have a ton of people, Roger, that are writing names here. They're very, very interesting. So we have a mixture here of newbies, and we have a mixture of people that are veterans. Some are trying, and we have a bunch of people that are doing very, very well, and a bunch of those are doing it because of us. So this is very, very, very encouraging. Roger, any last comment you'd like to make before we get started with the presentation?
Listen, I think you guys are going to learn a lot today. There have been quite a lot of changes with Amazon and what's going on, so I'm excited. I can't wait to get going. We've got some really cool stuff for you guys, so Let's get in there, absolutely.
All right, so Brett, if you can do me a very big favor and just hand me over the presentation, I'd really appreciate it. Just so that I don't kill the bandwidth, I'm just going to turn off my video. I'll be back a little bit later, guys. And hopefully you should be able to see my screen. Let me just say, before we do get started, we're also joined by the Azon Queen herself, Tammy. Tammy, are you there? I just want to make sure that everyone can hear you clearly as well.
I'm here. How are you today, Barry? Glad to be
here. Awesome. This is a huge update. And obviously we're going to go through this step by step. But I really feel like looking, analyzing, seeing this, and the results, and we're looking just at results that people are getting based on the strategy that we're going to be sharing with everyone today. I think this is a game changer. We're going to get straight into it. But how excited are you, before we do get started, about this update and what it probably means for the average Joe that's trying to make a buck on Amazon and would love to be able to just get rid of all that competition that's stopping them from being successful?
I just love what we have to share with people, because I think it helps. It's going to help people sort of get a little bit of an edge. You know, I feel like sometimes Amazon sellers over the past few years have been so frustrated because it feels like Amazon was working against us, and I finally feel the time has come that Amazon is really helping us get a leg up and giving us a push. And you know, if we can just follow sort of what we've laid out here, it's really easy to do. It's repeatable, something that's actionable and repeatable, and it's going to help people a lot. So I'm really excited to share.
Awesome. So guys, do me a very big favor and just remove all your distractions. Turn off your email client, close the door. I hope the cat has been fed. You've scratched your arms if you need. Whatever you need to do, make sure it's done, because this literally is a game changer. We need your undivided attention for the next 60 to 70 minutes. Guys, if you are ready and you are undistracted, give me a big ready in the chat box, and we're going to fly right into this. All right, I can see Bill and Shannon and Wayne and Paul and Lorian Van der Silva, Jim. Oh my goodness, all right, 800, 900 yeses. All right, you guys are ready. So let's get into this. And you know, we mentioned that Azon, that Amazon wants you. They really do, if you're willing to listen to them. So today, what you're going to learn and what you're going to discover is a huge Amazon update that's completely opens the door for anyone who wants to grab a piece of this trillion-dollar market. Amazon has taken control of the online spending market. We're going to show you an update that they have come up with that changes absolutely everything for you, because you're going to discover what's working and why 99.9% of marketers that are not on this webinar, they're going to be stuck in left of field. They are not going to succeed. And I think you can understand why, if those of you that haven't had success, why that is, and for those of you that have had success and want to scale up, you understand what may be holding you back. And this really is amazing, opening up an amazing opportunity, probably for the first time in the last number of years. We're going to share with you the secret hack to having Amazon fall in love with you and send you a deluge of sales non-stop. 99% of marketers are fighting on Amazon. They still are. They still will be in the future. They're fighting, you know, all kinds of battles with Amazon, going against the rules, trying to get what Tammy called an edge, and yet they are not embracing what Amazon wants. If only people would listen to what Amazon wants, they are telling you what you need to be successful. We're going to share with you a $7,500 trick to get your product to the top of the Amazon search engines without barely lifting a finger. And don't worry, no, you're not investing ever $7,500. We're going to share with you a ninja trick that will propel your initial sales, and will guarantee that you're going to be there for medium and long term as well. So guys, who's ready to allow Amazon to fall in love with you, so that Amazon will send you non-stop sales, will propel you to the top of the search engines, and keep you there forever? If you want to be partnered with Amazon, destroying 99.99% of the opposition and the competition in one foul swoop, it's going to change everything. Give me a whopping big yes in the chat box, and make sure everyone is in the right place and is ready for this. I can see, indeed, people are. Wow, we're just about very close hitting capacity here. So let's go through this step by step, and I'll make sure that no one gets left behind. Now, you notice that big question: is Amazon really a place that I can make money on? Is Amazon dead? Well, of course it isn't. It absolutely isn't. And because of the update, it's easier than ever for you to be able to get a piece of this pie. You're going to see why during today's presentation, but just very briefly, you need to know that Amazon is growing. It's not like it's shrinking. It is the largest e-retailer in the United States and in the world. It accounts for nearly a quarter of US retail sales. It's incredible, and it's growing every single year. And they're investing in the product sellers. If you can get to the top of Amazon, we mentioned this before, but now it's true. Right now, it is true more than ever. Amazon will take care of you. It will help you with promotions. It will help you with personal infrastructure. It's going to help get you in front of Prime members. They're willing to help you. It means very simply, if you can get your product in front of Amazon's eyes, to the front page of Amazon, you're made, because Amazon will then take you and elevate you and strengthen you and get you more and more sales. So what they literally are going to be prepared to do for you is handle your advertising, your retargeting, your upselling, your email, marketing, your product, everything, the fulfillment, almost everything. What you need to do, obviously, is get your product to the top of the search engines. Now, listen to this statistic, because in the last year alone, they've added, reportedly, another 15 million Prime members. That means they've got 65 million credit cards on file, and they are sending members to their Prime members, like I get all the time. Almost half of all US households are going to be on Amazon Prime by 2020. I mean, it is the tour de force of online marketing. I mean, where else can you sell your own products and have a company spend hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising to get your products more sales? Obviously, if you are positioned the right way with Amazon, there are people making a lot of money. There's a lot of people making money because of us as well. You won't find this anywhere else. You know, e-commerce is big. It's growing by leaps and bounds each and every year. But Amazon is the biggest of them all. So I hope you guys understand and appreciate what's at stake here today. Why cracking the Amazon code could be worth a fortune to you. And I hope you're ready to discover the strategy. That's the only one that we know right now that is practically to work right now as we speak. This is fresh, but it's been tried and tested many times. And you're going to see the power of it in front of your eyes just in a minute. Now, the fact's going to blow you away that Amazon has leveled the playing surface for anyone wanting to build a huge, sustainable, massively profitable business. But you are going to have to keep to the simple rule of engagement to do it. Again, 99% of marketers never will. So you have the ability, as of today, right now on this training, to kill the competition. If you can stick with us for the next 60 minutes, you're going to have an unparalleled and unheard of advantage, because no one's going to be listening to what you're listening to right now. So I hope you guys are already seeing the unheard of opportunity. We can get you to the top of the Amazon search engine results, so you can start getting sales. You will be working with the biggest e-retailer in the United States. They will be investing in you, and we do all the marketing, and we'll be retargeting for you, and we'll be sending emails to their massive list of 65 million Prime members. There'll be a major change. The major change has leveled the playing surface like never before, allowing you to utterly destroy the competition. Guys, once you understand what's at stake, just give me a big light bulb moment in the chat box. If you already are seeing, you know what, I need to be able to crack this. Roger, I can hear you in the background. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I mean, all these numbers are, you know, astronomical. It seems almost overwhelming, but that's just the massive opportunity that lies ahead. So I'm excited. We're doing a lot of stuff on Amazon now, and it's an amazing place to be, absolutely.
Okay, and Mike, I know Brett is looking out for you. Mike, if you can just help Brett, I'd appreciate it very much. All right, so why, Michael, if you can help with that in the background, I very much help Brett. Needed some from Mike. So why are so many marketers having such a hard time making money with Amazon? Let's analyze what's going wrong, and then we're going to provide you with the solution. And I'm telling you the solution, you'll never believe it, because what we are going to share with you is a way for you to be able to do something and get your products to the top of the search engines without you doing the work. That's coming up in just a few moments. But let's understand what's going wrong. There are three major issues that marketers are having. Number one, and this is error number one, they don't realize that Amazon has changed and is making huge changes. Here's the bottom line. People used to just race each other for the buy box. There was a price war, and they used to tell you. And everyone would tell you, if you were like asking, how has Amazon won or lost? It's a price war. That's what people would tell you. So that people right now, most marketers, even those who are making money, this is going to dry up at some point. They're focusing on selling cheaper products. Now, there's a problem with that, because if you find a winning product, someone else is going to find that product very quickly and is going to undercut you. So then if you want to fight back, you're going to have to undercut them. And it's going to go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So you understand the issue there. That is not a sustainable model. And there's another thing, and it really is, without any doubt, this is the problem, is that basically Amazon created a system that didn't allow its best members, its best sellers, to remain on the system long enough for them to create a real relationship with them. Why? Because again, if you find a product, someone's going to find that same product at some point is going to undercut you. Guys, who's experienced that race to the bottom that Robert calls it? The race to the bottom. Who's experienced that? Who here has found a winning product and then found someone undercutting them, and like you're saying, oh my gosh, all that weeks or months of effort has just been flushed down the toilet, right? So many people, Shannon has, Richard has, Chuck, Maureen, Eugenia, Doug, so many people here. Vanda, Mark, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So here's urgent insight number one, guys. Right now, winning the Amazon battle is no longer dependent on undercutting the opposition. If anyone is telling you that that is the strategy that you need to be using, and here's a ninja tool to help you do it, you are basically listening to yesterday's news. There is no point. It's like reading a newspaper. Today, there's hardly any point, right? Why read the news from a newspaper that's already 12 or 14, 16 hours old? Well, their stuff is months old. So that is something that is not going to work anymore. And there's ramifications for these changes that Amazon is making. We're going to share with you how to overcome them in just a second. But Tammy, we can bring you in for a second. What you call the death of retail arbitrage. Now, this is fresh. This is brand new. This is happening right now. This is like an urgent thing that's happening. Tammy, just explain, why is it that retail arbitrage has now died a sudden death?
Well, it's been getting more and more difficult, Barry, to play the old Amazon game. A lot of Amazon retailers had been, maybe they started on eBay and they were used to buying things low and selling them higher, on eBay. So, and then Amazon became the place to do that. And so over time, Amazon has been tightening their belt a bit and really restricting people from doing that. Sellers were often finding that their products were then being manufactured, fraudulently or, copyrighted things. So Amazon took all of those complaints by retailers to heart and said, you know what, we're going to help protect your products, guys. We want you to have a great way to sell products, but not have people maybe selling knockoffs and things like that. So over the last year, we saw so many changes that Amazon had made for these sellers. Now, as third-party sellers like you and I, to go out and buy one of these products and then with the intention of selling it on Walmart, sometimes by the time we get our product to Amazon and loaded there, it is, it has been what's called gated, so now Amazon is helping these sellers and they're gating them. So maybe we've invested in a product and we're not able to move it on the platform anymore. So,
yikes.
Yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah, Tammy, if you can just mute your Skype, I can hear some bing, bing, bings in the background. I can see some of our members are probably reaching out to you already. All right, okay, so what if you want to become an authorized seller? That doesn't sort of help either, does it, Tammy? There's like a whole thing going on over there as well. It's like there's no solution. The traditional solutions simply aren't working anymore. Perhaps you can just go over, just elaborate on that just for a few seconds.
Sure. So, even if you're doing, you're buying wholesale and you're trying to, or even if you're an authorized seller with some of these products, so are many, many other people as well. So, so now you have many different people on one ASIN. You've got your buy box problem, race to the bottom. They compete on price. So it's been really difficult for people to compete. And margins are getting smaller and smaller. And I talk to people every day that would love to be, you know, find a better way, just find an easier solution.
Okay, got it. All right, again, lots of Skype activity there. Tam, if you can just turn that off, I appreciate it. So guys, let's get into this. Why did Amazon change? If you can understand why Amazon changed, you'll understand and will be able to open up the Amazon floodgates. This is critical. And I'm sure those of you that are Amazon sellers and also purchasers, you'll understand this. If you're an Amazon seller and you're finding your products on, say, Alibaba, you know that there are millions of other people doing the same thing. And what happens is, for you, it's very hard to stand out from amongst the crowd. Just thousands of phone cases, fidget spinners, lemons, you name it on Amazon. There's just thousands of these things everywhere with hardly any sort of thing to differentiate them. And what this creates is a horrible shopping experience. It's confusing for the consumer. It's a bad experience, and Amazon doesn't like it. Guys, you understand why, if there are thousands and thousands of people competing for almost the same product and people just getting lost. I had this experience as well. You know, I had it all the time in the past, where it's like so frustrating when you've got these very similar products and you don't know which one to choose, and they're all like within 1 cent of one another. It's just a negative experience. Guys, just give me a big yes if you understand why Amazon is disturbed by that. They want the user to fall in love with Amazon. They want this to be the greatest retail online shop in the world. So if your experience is going to be limited because of some horrible you know, competition that's just making life very complicated and unclear, you're going to say, I just don't have time for this nonsense, right? People cannot make those types of selections when there's so many choices and they're so similar to one another. So they decided to make a change. Having thousands of vendors selling the same products all over the place creates a horrible seller's experience. So what we're going to share with you in just a few minutes is what Amazon really wants. And if you are going to keep to what they really want, you suddenly can take and get rid of all that competition that's fighting for the 1 cent price differential and get into a very deep relationship with Amazon. So that's coming up in just a couple of minutes. But this is an urgent insight, guys, because it's huge. Amazon doesn't want you just selling the same products as everyone else. They want you to work with them to clean up their experience of the users on their platform. 99.9% of Amazon marketers will never do it. They're going to be fighting over price. They are lazy. They're not willing to change. And this is your massive opportunity. All right. Again, when the light bulbs start to go up, let me know in the chat box. Just imagine, you know, these hundreds of thousands of people that are on there fighting the 1 cent price wars, and you're basically are just listening to Amazon and developing a relationship, and they're going to reward you and take you from the back of the pile to the front of the pile. Okay, this is what we're talking about, which is absolutely huge. And this leads us, and I'm going to elaborate upon this, to the real issue that, again, 99.9% of people, of marketers, will never get to this. Amazon, as a result of trying to clean up their catalog, are trying to authenticate manufacturers and are giving preferences to real businesses. They are not interested in wannabes. Now, you may be concerned, oh my gosh, I don't have a real business. Well, believe it or not, that we're going to show you how you can do this with minimal effort and with very minimal investment, right? But let's just be honest for a second and understand this. Do you think most or even 99.99% of marketers will ever build a real business that Amazon will embrace? I can guarantee you that vast majority never will. If you can stand out from the crowd and show that you are real, and we're going to show you how to do it in a few moments, it's game over. You suddenly are going to be propelled into a relationship with Amazon and again leave all the competition behind. All right, guys, again, give me a big wow in the chat box if that sounds appetizing. The biggest e-commerce platform on earth is fed up with 99.9% of these guys that have been told to do what all these other gurus are telling them to do. And you have the opportunity to stand out from, not just from the crowd, from everyone, almost everyone, okay? And that is what we're talking about right now. So this is a game-changing insight. Of course, we need to overcome exactly how to do it. But if you can understand this one point, it is game over for you. Real businesses are crushing it because competition is now dying because Amazon's not listening to them anymore. It's no longer a price war. Again, when you develop that light bulb moment, let us know. So guys, don't fight Amazon. Play by her rules and allow her to embrace you. This is what we're going to create. We're going to turn the tables, and instead of like following these guys that tell us to fight Amazon and fight the price war, we're going to change our stance and embrace Amazon. You do that, it's game over. So that is the third and final issue that I think 99% of marketers have. They're implementing yesterday's news. You need to stay up to date with this stuff, guys, and what you're learning today right now is fresh. Because if you don't, you're guaranteed to fail. So I hope you guys are getting this, and why you understand why the competition will not succeed with Amazon. They're guaranteed to flunk. They're using old methods. They're fighting the system. They're not embracing the rules, and as a result, they are not going to build a long-term asset on Amazon. All right, so I hope you guys are getting this. Now, there are other solutions. There are so-called gurus that are telling people about these solutions. I'm going to bring again Tammy back into this. Tammy, you know, what is this whole idea of feeding the beast, and why is it just, it is the wrong way to go if you want to crush Amazon?
It's tough to feed the beast. A lot of sellers in the field, you'll hear them say, you know, yeah, I got to go home and feed the beast. That means we constantly are looking to find the new trending gadget, you know, like your fidget spinner you just mentioned, until the masses catch wind of what it is, and there's tools that everyone can scan and figure out which product is doing the best, and then soon they hop on that product and they start analyzing the data, figuring out, hey, that's a good product, so we're going to sell it too. And you know, you have to just always be ahead of the game and make sure you're buying, you know, tons of stock for new trending items, analyzing the data. Then you have to really massage those relationships with your manufacturers, because that's how you get an edge. I mean, every bit of margin makes, you know, such a huge difference in this game. So, but bottom line, Barry, it's tough. It's stressful. It's labor intensive. You never sleep. You're always, you know, you're just always feeling like you have to feed the beast. You have to find the next product before everyone else does, and it's tough.
And we don't really to elaborate why fighting the war doesn't work, but there are guys that go to such incredible lengths to try and fight that price war. It's ridiculous, using automated, you know, using a software to try and figure out how they can make sure they got the lowest prices. But if you can just, again, very briefly explain why, you know, we don't need to elaborate on this, but why is that a very poor tactic?
Well, automatic repricers basically work where, you know, it might help your listing beat another listing in a buy box, you know, by a penny or two. These things automatically run all day. But guess what? So does the other guy on that ASIN number. He's got a repricer too. And what happens is they're competing against each other, and it suddenly becomes a race to the bottom. So everyone ends up losing margin. It's tough, you know, it's just really tough to compete. You really got to keep a close eye on those margins.
I just can't imagine people doing that all day long. And it's, guys, we don't need to do this, right? It may work, but it's just hustling and grinding, and you're just paying to churn out several designs every day, and you're just inconsistent. It's just, the whole thing's horrible. We don't want to enter into a business like that. So the key to your success, guys, is just don't fight Amazon. Do what they want you to do and turn them into your very best online friend. Okay, that will pay you nonstop. So let's get into this. Amazon wants you if you're willing and are ready to listen to them, and they're going to help you build your dream business. That is the bottom line. So what does it take to crush Amazon today? Let's just go through this step by step, and I'm going to share with you how we do it, the actual steps in order to do it quickly, without you having to guess, without you having to challenge yourself, without you having to wait months and months and spend goodness knows how much on inventory and testing products. I'm going to show you the quick way of doing this. But let's just go through these steps first before I share with you the strategy of doing it. Step number one, you've got to get that initial product to the first page of the search engines, right? That's number one. That is the key to everything. If you can't get traction, you don't have traction, you're not going to be able to scale. So getting initial traction is key. Now we know 99.9% of people will never get that sort of traction. So that is step number one. It is the most vital step of all. After that, and perhaps together with that is a better choice of word, is you need to build a brand that Amazon wants to work with. Okay, and if you do build a brand, we're going to share with you how you can do this literally steps you need to take, and you can outsource all this as well and do this very, very, very cheaply. Your investment is tiny, but you want to at the same time build a brand